You never think a TV show could ruin your life. It was a normal evening. My wife Anna and I were curled up on the couch watching Baby Reindeer, a show everyone had been raving about. She was excited, talking about how gripping the story was. I sat beside her, trying to keep my breathing steady. And then, episode 4 happened. A scene played out on the screen, and suddenly, I wasn't in my living room anymore. I was 9 years old again, the weight of her hands on my body, the taste of the candy she used to bribe me, the way my small hands shook every time she whispered threats in my ear, my brother's babysitter, the woman who stole my childhood. I couldn't hold it in. The memories I had buried deep inside came rushing back like a tidal wave, pulling me under. I broke down. Anna paused the show and stared at me. "What's wrong?" she asked, her voice softer than usual, and for the first time in years, I told the truth. I had never spoken about it. Not really. Not after my parents, strict Catholics, told me I was imagining things, not after my father beat me for lying, not after my friends laughed in my face or called me lucky. But that night, sitting in the dim light of our living room, I let it all out. I told Anna everything, how it started when I was 9, how she would wait for my little brother to fall asleep before pulling me into her nightmare, how she threatened to kill me if I ever told anyone, how she made me believe that if I endured it, I would get sweets, games, attention, anything a lonely boy craved. How in some twisted way, I began seeking her out just to feel wanted. I waited for Anna's reaction. I braced for disgust, for doubt, for the same disbelief I had always faced. Instead, she hugged me. She whispered, "I'm so sorry," and we went to bed. That night, for the first time in a long time, I thought maybe I wasn't alone anymore. I was wrong. The change was subtle at first. No more kisses when I came home from work. No more playful touches. No more spontaneous I love yous. It was like something inside Anna had shut off. At first I thought I was imagining it. "Are you okay?" I asked her one night. She forced a smile. "You're just being paranoid." But I knew her. I knew when something was off. And then, a week later, we had a stupid fight. It was about the trash. A small, meaningless argument. And then, at least, I'm not lying about being raped, you narcissist. The words hit me like a bullet to the chest. Silence filled the room. She must have realized what she said because her eyes went wide and she stammered out an apology. But it was too late. Packed a bag and left. I stayed with a friend for a few days. Anna called and texted, but I ignored her. When I finally returned home, she was waiting for me. "You're such a child," she spat the moment I walked in. "Running away instead of talking like an adult." I took a deep breath. "I needed time." "Time for what?" she snapped. "You made up a sob story for attention? And now you're playing the victim?" I froze. "What?" She crossed her arms. "I don't believe you. If this really happened, why didn't you ever mention it before? Why now? Why right after we watched a show about sexual abuse?" I opened my mouth to speak, but nothing came out. "And now you want therapy?" she scoffed. "You seriously thought about ending our marriage over this?" I was shaking. "Do you have any idea what it's like to be laughed at your whole life? To have the people you love tell you you're lying? And now you're doing it too?" She rolled her eyes. "You're just an attention-seeking crybaby." And then she slapped me. That was the night I knew it was over. I moved to the couch, and she didn't stop me. For the next few weeks, she barely spoke to me. When she did, it was with a smirk, a sneer, a casual dismissal of the pain she had carved into my chest. I told myself I could fix it. That if I was patient, she would see how much she had hurt me. Then one morning, I opened my phone to find messages from friends. "TF, dude. You hit Anna? You're disgusting. Never talk to me again." My stomach dropped. Anna had told everyone I was abusive. She had sent fake evidence to my employer. I was fired. I lost almost all my friends. I lost everything. With nowhere else to go, I moved in with my best friend. He was the only one who believed me. "She's a monster," he told me. "You have to cut her off." But her words echoed in my head. "No woman will ever want you. You're pathetic. You wanted it." Maybe she was right. Maybe I deserved this. Then one night she came home drunk. I wasn't there, but my friend saw her. She screamed at him, telling him I was a liar, a failure, a freak. And that's when I snapped back to reality. She wasn't. The woman I fell in love with. Maybe she never was. The next morning I called a lawyer. I thought filing for divorce would bring me relief. Instead, it felt like another loss. 7 years. Gone. Most of my friends, gone. My job, gone. The only thing left was me, and for the first time in my life, I had to figure out if that was enough. It wasn't easy. The nights were the hardest. I'd lie awake, hearing the voices of my past whispering the same cruel words. "You're lying. You're weak. You're unlovable." But then, I'd remember something else. I survived. I survived my childhood. I survived the betrayal of my own family. I survived a marriage that tried to break me. And if I survived that, I could survive this. I don't know what comes next. Maybe I'll go back to school. Maybe I'll find a therapist who actually helps. Maybe one day I'll meet someone who sees me for who I am, scars and all, and doesn't flinch. But for now, I'm just taking it one day at a time. And that's enough. For the first time in my life, I am enough. To anyone reading this who has been through something similar, I believe you. You are not broken, you are not weak, and most importantly, you are not alone. You deserve love. You deserve kindness. You deserve a future free from the people who try to convince you otherwise. And if no one else tells you this today, I will. You are enough. Thank you for watching if you haven't subscribed. Yet please do so and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more shocking real-life stories happening around you.